Hello everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. I am your host Karen Truth, and I'm gonna say today we're gonna have a hell of a show. Yeah, we are gonna be having a hell of a show today because with the recent video that I've actually put together, and in particularly this topic about the patriarchy and what a lot of the people fear. What the patriarchy itself fears. Um, from women, fears about these particular women, because these are the women that you see most of the time, people that talk about, that have relationship podcasts and all of that, actually go after the educated woman. They go after the woman that is very, that explores her options, or woman that actually goes for the bag. She only cares about her bag. They go for those kind of women, and they also attack women that are business minded CEOs. So these are three major women that you see the patriarchy being very afraid of. But you will never see the patriarchy being afraid of women that say they want to be housewife and do as the man says. The patriarchy doesn't go after those women. It does not. But the women that are like that, let's just take for example sex workers. Sex workers are those people that have literally seen into the soul of the patriarchy, and they're like, you know what, I'm not gonna be trying to, be around you acting as if I'm good. I know what you're doing, so I'm just gonna go after my bag. Or gold diggers, the one they call gold diggers, that just care about money because they see what the patriarchy is all about. They go after that ones. They go after those women, and that's why you see them talking about women like that on their podcast, trying to tear them down, trying to bring them down. And then you have educated women, because another thing with educated women, it's very hard for you to convince a woman that is learned to do anything that she feels like it is wrong for her own behalf. And then you go after business minded women like CEOs and all of that. They go after those women and talk about, so you got money. And sometimes you look at the whole discussion and you're like, which one do you want? Like, you got women that have education, you're complaining about women that got education because they are going to be able to live without you. You're mad about that. And then you go after sex workers. I mean, those ones are even giving you services, and you don't like them because you got to pay and they see you for who you are. So you're mad about that too. You don't want to pay for anything. That is the thing. One thing with the patriarchy, they want to be served, but they don't ever want to pay for the service. Okay, then you got women that got businesses, women that are entrepreneurs, they are CEOs, and they are the head of their firms, women that work in higher institution, politics. Then you have men also going after women that are in those particular, corporate in corporations, head of the department and all of that, CEOs, entrepreneurs. They go after women like that, and they call them masculine and strong because they are in leadership roles. The truth is, the patriarchy does not want women to talk at all. So today we are gonna be having a very good show because I have put together a lot of videos that we are definitely gonna be enjoying out here. So without further ado, I'm gonna be bringing you guys this particular video over here. Let me see.
Number.
So we're gonna be starting with this video, and then I'm gonna be giving you guys my commentary as we go. And please do not forget to press that like button. Hello, Sunflower. Hello, Khadija. Hi, girl. Hello, ladies. So let's get into these particular videos because there are approximately around 11 videos that I'm going to be bringing up here.
Part 2 of things that scare the crap out of the patriarchy and misogynistic men. Number 6, educated women, because they're harder to manipulate. Also, their education may provide them opportunities that they would not have otherwise had. Number 7, wealthy or financially independent women, because they're harder to hold hostage. Their money is going to allow them to get out of situations that poor women cannot get out of, which makes them a flight risk. Number 8, older women, because it's harder to manipulate a person who can see you coming from a mile away. Older women have been there and done that, and they have no interest in going back and doing it again. Number 9, sexually liberated women, because they have seized the means of production. Because as long as men can use shame as a tool to make women feel like they cannot control their own sexuality, they can continue to perpetuate grape culture. Number 10.
Now that part, the sexually liberated woman. That's the thing. A lot of men don't like that word. They feel like they should have control over somebody's body autonomy. And I don't understand, because whenever you try to make a law about a man's body, they start going wild, literally losing it out here, talking about why should you talk about my body? It's my body. They be the one trying to have the most freedom on their own, bodily autonomy. But when it comes to women's bodily autonomy, there are a lot of men out here that can't stand it. They cannot stand women having the control on their own bodies. And that is why you see a lot of these people that are out here having podcasts, especially male, talking bad about women that are sexually liberated, that don't give the man the power over their sexuality. And that's why they're always mad at them, because they cannot control that aspect of their lives. So we're going to continue.
And confident women, because confident women are harder to manipulate and they do not tend to settle. And they forgive themselves for the times that they do, which is huge, because the devaluation of women is the cornerstone of patriarchy and misogyny. I got one more at sex workers that'll be its own video.
So we're gonna go to the video that she made about the sex worker, because I found this very, very interesting. And then we're gonna be going on from I got a lot of video, like I said before, I got a lot of video up here today that I want to show you ladies that I've put together. So let's bring up the next video.
Patriarchy and misogynistic men. Part 3 of the kinds of women who are terrifying to the patriarchy and misogynistic men. With this video, I'm only going to be focusing on one group, and that is sex workers. Sex work. It's been called the oldest profession, and it gives every person the kind of woman they can all look down on. Hell, they're not even considered human beings. However, it's not a profession that seems to be going out of business anytime soon, is it? Is it?
It's the pause for me. It's the fact that she paused and asked, because women are not the one going into these looking for sex workers. We know who are the ones that are in majority going after sex workers. So as much as men want to complain about sex workers, they are the biggest customers. They are the biggest consumers of that product over there, that particular line, business line. They're always there. They're always there. So they might cry about sex workers, but they still go after sex workers. And literally, they're the ones making that business stay alive. They're keeping that business alive for centuries. Sex work is like the oldest work in history. And they might complain, cry about it, talk about it, saying it. At the end of the day, it's still going on till this day. And they are the biggest consumers of it. It is funny how you can cry about something yet keep it alive for this long. And this is the thing. Sex workers, or this particular product over here is everywhere in the world. It doesn't matter how conservative a countries they have it there. It doesn't matter how religious a country is, how strictly religious a country is, they have sex workers. Have you ever thought about that? And yet people be crying about this occupation. I'm like, you guys are the ones keeping it alive. I don't know why you're crying to us. Why are you crying to women about sex workers? I don't want to hear it. You're the biggest consumers of that particular product over there. You get me? So let's continue.
The reason why sex workers are such a threat to the patriarchy and misogynists is because they've dropped all pretense. They see directly to the soul of patriarchy, and they're doing what any savvy business person would do, and they're exploiting it. They're running its pockets. Men are coming to women with their sob stories about how they need sex. Need it. They can't control themselves. And so society tells us good, decent, self-respecting women that, it would be in our best interest to give our minds and our bodies and our souls away to these men for free. For love. Meanwhile, there are women who are
that's the thing. That's the thing. They be telling women out here, yeah, look for love. But this is the thing. I told you guys I have to like organize this video because I got a lot of videos coming up later. I saw a guy. I wish I had that video. You know what? I'm gonna look for that video later on, and I'm probably gonna put it up here. A man was actually, having an argument with another guy on TikTok, and then he was like, if his wife doesn't put up, he's gonna leave his wife. I'm not joking with you, ladies. Like he told this other man, this stranger that he was complaining about his video on TikTok, that if his wife doesn't put up, he's gonna leave his wife. So the man is like, aren't you supposed to be, why would you say that? Like when she want to rest, and he was like, but she, she's expecting an emotional connection. So if she wants me to be emotionally connected to her, she's gonna have to put up. And the man is like, aren't you supposed to be emotionally available to your partner? Isn't that something you do like naturally? Like you are emotionally available to your buddies, but you are trying to say that your wife got to pay you with her body just to get your like that is the thing. That's one thing I like about sex workers, because they know this, they know all this love thing that people be out here spilling. Oh, marry him for love, build him up for love, take him out of the trash bag for love, picking up from the trash and dusting him up and become Barbara the Builder. None of that matters. And the moment you see men for what they are, and the moment you see the patriarchy for what it is, you will begin to understand your value. And you will begin to understand that nothing that they build, nothing that the patriarchy built is supposed to be favorable to the woman. It's only supposed to always benefit the man. That is how it has always been. So we're going to continue.
Making a profit selling just a portion of those things. Now, this is not to say that sex work is the best profession and that every woman should do it, or that it's not without its downsides. The stigma alone of doing this kind of work is dangerous. But this is to say that women can learn a lot from sex workers, and this scares the crap out of misogynists and those who are trying to hold up male-centered hierarchies. Women who aren't sex workers, I'm going to ask you to do something that might be a little bit triggering. But I want you to think about the most degrading consensual experience you've ever had. Think about it. You did it for free, didn't you? Free 99. Hell, you might have even paid some money to have that experience. One of the biggest grifts in the history of mankind is tricking some women into believing that they are better than other women because they have sex for free. I'm sorry, their love doesn't cost a thing. There's a saying about breakfast that goes something like this: the chicken made an investment while the pig was fully committed. If I were to apply that to this conversation that we're having right now, I would say that a lot of women are not in relationships with their soulmate, they're in relationships with their John. This is why so many women are initiating divorces these days, because they're being treated like sex workers in their own homes, because for all intents and purposes, that is what they are. And
it's true. Like I said before, like the guy from TikTok, I'm going to look for that video. You know what? This guy from TikTok literally came out, and he was both, and this man that was talking to this other man, he was married with children. I'm not even joking with you guys. This is a married man that treats his wife like a sex worker. But the thing is, she's having the sex for free. Because it's like, if she wants emotional, if she wants me to be emotionally available, then she's going to have to, give it up. And I'm like, it's beginning to sound like sex work. It doesn't sound like you see this woman as your wife. It sounds like she is paying with this sex work for you to be emotionally available to her. So you are giving her as a return to be emotionally available to her. And in return, she gives you sex work, because you are not looking at this woman as your wife. You are not mostly emotionally available to this woman. You are only there if she has to put up, she has to give it up. But if she's not doing that, you're talking about you're going to leave. That's why they don't like sex workers. Yep, because sex workers, that's why they don't like sex workers. But I don't think that business is going anywhere soon. I don't think, believe me. That's why ladies out here in OnlyFans are making a lot of money. They might talk bad about the OnlyFans women. Oh my God, the women that are doing out content, they're so disgusting, this, that. At the end of the day, they're going to be the same people supporting that business. Yeah. So they can cry all the one, come out here, talk. The thing is, the complaining is because they don't want all women to start seeing them like that. No, because it's going to be extremely expensive. then women are gonna have standards and they're gonna see them for exactly what they are. No, nobody wants them, want women to see all of that. They want you to give it up for free, for love, the love that many of them don't even have. Majority of the men that are married settled. They settled. They even tell a lot of people that they settled. The girl that they really want was not up there for them. She didn't want them, so they had to settle for the second best. And this is something that men have been talking about on TikTok, on Reddit. Go anywhere on social media, you will find these stories. So we're going to continue.
John is going to be out in the streets doing whatever he does because that is who he is John. But he is going to have the assurance of knowing that his main girl is at home. I do want to emphasize that I am pro-marriage. I think marriage is a wonderful and beautiful arrangement. However, we do live in a patriarchal society. It's very misogynistic. And under these kinds of arrangements, a lot of people are in sex cults. It's not a marriage. And I'm specifically speaking to heterosexual couples. I'm sure it applies also with same-sex unions, but when it comes to heterosexual marriages, traditionally it's supposed to be the man in charge. A woman is supposed to service this man for the rest of his life. It is an arrangement that does not typically benefit women, but it is till death do you part.
Yeah, it's kind of giving, slavery over there. It's kind of like you're gonna be working for the rest of your life till death do you part. Like, are you serious? And this is the thing. When I did the alimony topic, with the video is still going up, people are still watching it. I still have people talking about. I had a guy write, "Oh, I am not gonna be giving a woman to all my money. That's why I'm not getting married." On the last video that I did with Ron DeSantis, and people are still over there. I'm like, you guys must stand out here crying about all of these, but at the end of the day, women like me, women that are educated, women that are sex workers over there, we all see you for what you are. We see that you want free labor, you want to be serviced for free, you just want to be, you just want to be a baby that will be taken care of, and somebody gonna literally be there serving you for the rest of your life. And a lot of women do not see this. That is the most painful part. A lot of women do not understand this. It's only a few women that are open-minded, that want to actually see the truth, that actually see this. So I'm gonna say this, by the way. If you guys, if anybody in the chat, if you want to come up and if you have something to say today, I'm letting anyone to come up, but let me know in the chat so that I can open the link. But for now, the link is gonna stay closed until somebody actually does want to come up and add something. It's not a must to come up and add something, but if you do feel like you want to add to this particular discussion, feel free to let me know on the chat. So let's continue.
It is a commitment. The woman is fully committed. So the point that I'm saying is that we can learn from sex workers, but we have to stop shaming them because they know how the game works. They know it better than we do. They are privy to things that men would never want us to know. And that is why there is so much work done to create division between women who are sex workers and women who are not, because we are all in the same boat. But sex workers know we're in a boat, and they are using what they know to their advantage. Again, I'm not saying that everybody should go out and become a sex worker. I'm not saying it's the greatest profession in the world. Just saying that we can learn how to negotiate around our own sexuality as women, and we can learn directly from the women who do that for a living. Because many of us are being exploited. Not only do we not know we're being exploited, we're proud of it. So ultimately, if sexual relations were a business, sex workers would be a union. A lot of us are out here being scabs. So I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but that's all I got for now.
Okay, I'm gonna be putting the chat. Khadija B, you did ask for the link, so I'm gonna be putting the link right now so that anyone can actually come up. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be putting the link here. for anyone that actually does have something to say, you can definitely click the link and come up. So we're gonna be putting up this next video over here that I actually find interesting, because I know a lot of women do think about religion, and a lot of women are very indoctrinated into religion, and I have nothing against it, but I just want to bring up this video that actually explained the Bible, how it was written before some greedy people, and we know patriarchy, of course, decided to change a lot of things in this particular religion, the Abrahamic religion in total. So I'm gonna go over here. Hold on, I'm gonna be bringing up. Let me put the link over here on the stream, on the screen, so that anyone that wanna come up can actually come up. Okay.
The origins.
So we're gonna wait. I'm gonna take that back. And then we're gonna
Here are 4 ways that the English translations of the Bible may have changed the origin story of Eve. The first is the translation of Eve coming from Adam's rib bone. What the text actually says is that Eve came from a side of Adam. So in rabbinic literature, you'll see that it's imagined as Adam and Eve being split from equal halves. The second is the translation of Eve being made as a helper for Adam. The Hebrew word here is actually closer to the word rescuer. Then you may remember the line in English that as a punishment, Eve's desire will be for her husband. But other translations, like the ESV, say that Eve's desire will be contrary to her husband. And lastly, there's that popular idea that painful childbirth is the result of the curse of sin. But the plain interpretation of the text is that there will be difficulty in conception.
Ladies, all I'm gonna ask is, who do you think made those translations?
Girl, you don't have to say it much. That's that. See, I'm somebody that I'm not religious. I'm not. But for people that, I'm just bringing this out there, because this is the thing. The original, what was written in the original one is okay. Oh, Khadija, you're actually up in here. So let me add you to the stream. Hello, girl. How are you doing?
Good morning. How you doing, Karen?
I am fine.
So I wanted to speak on your the last video with the unpaid servant labor, and it's like, the way that I'm looking at it as somebody that's in my 20s, and I'm looking at, like, okay, I'm living my life and I'm doing all the things that I want to do right now, and then just because some man decides that he wants to be a part of my world, now I gotta be stuck in servitude to this person. Now I don't even cook every day for myself because I diet. I'm on keto. I don't do all this. I don't have to clean up every day because my house stay clean. Now, just because you want to be part of my life, not me part of yours, but you want to, and now I must owe you servitude. You got me fucked up. Excuse me.
The thing is, this is the way that it's been going on for centuries. This particular thing has been going on for centuries, and men are used to it. That's why they will not dismantle anything or change anything, because this has been beneficiary to them. So you know what, we're gonna continue, and then we're gonna talk about this whole topic at the end of this video. Do you mind?
Okay, you want to wait to the end of the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I stop, and normally when it's on pause, you can actually give your own opinion about it. It is definitely okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. So we're gonna be going on the next video over here. So this is the next one on my file on this particular topic today. So we're going to be going here, and then we're going to be talking about it. So let me see what I got on the fourth one.
Neck.
So I saw this video on TikTok, and I said, this is exactly, maybe for those people that do not understand what patriarchy does to women, maybe this video over here can help explain a lot to them.
So, the patriarchy is like a man having his boot on a woman's neck. Feminism is women asking that the boot be removed. Men's rights activists think that having to take their boot off a woman's neck is some sort of reverse oppression. Conservatives figure that there was never a problem with the boot being on the neck until the woman started complaining about it, and if everybody would just shut the fuck up, things would be fine. Good guys take any complaint about the boot as a personal attack because not all men wear boots. Male allies try to discuss the issue in a way without alienating the boot. Women with internalized misogyny don't know why these other women are complaining about the boot on their neck. They love having the boot on their neck, and there's something wrong with the women who complain. Meanwhile, the boot stays on the fucking neck.
Okay, Khadija, do you have anything to add on this particular topic over here?
Oh yeah, definitely. I saw that boot to be put right back down on our necks when they did their weight reversal, and they're trying to
You're
take away
breaking up a little bit, your
constant.
voice. Khadija, I think something is wrong with your microphone. We can't hear you well. You're cracking up.
Let me step out of the truck. Give me a second.
Okay, sure. Okay, so I'm just gonna take it over here. This is the thing. When women are crying about this particular topic, the thing is, men do not see it as it's gonna be counter oppressive to them, or no, they know what they are doing. And this is the thing. I think I really believe that they love doing this, keeping women down. It's not that it's reverse oppression. They know it's not reverse oppression. They know, but women have been conditioned to believe that men are in some way incompetent, especially when it comes to housework and all of that, or incompetent to actually understand the pain that women do go through, and what has been done on women. Because this is how you know a man understands it, when you actually said, you know what, I think we should do this for you guys as well. When people started talking about, I think vasectomy should be opposed on men, or men should have this contraceptive. Do you know what they did? They started having this big argument. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. It's all about power. A lot of men out here are not dumb. The patriarchy knows what they're doing. They're keeping that there. And when you ask that boot to be removed, it's because they don't want to remove that boot. It is not reverse oppression. There is nothing like reverse oppression. It's the fact that they want to keep holding on to that power and making you feel and making you ask. And at this point, I'm starting to say and think women should stop asking for the boot to be taken off their neck. Instead, take that boot off. I understand they're going to call you masculine and strong, because that's the insult they mostly have. They're going to call you unwanted. Oh, you ain't that. You are not desirable. You are going against the man. No man is going to find you attractive or going to want to be with you. Take that boot off your neck. That's the best thing. Let's all just take that boot off that neck. Remove that boot from. Don't care whatever they say. Because this is the thing. A lot of women have been listening to this for a long time. But there is also a problem with women in the other hand. Some women do not know how to stick together. There are some that you plan to stick together and they go out there and they destroy the whole movement. Or some will actually not care as long. It can even differ to skin tone, even ethnicity, race. Some women will believe, oh, I don't want to do it because it is going to help you. And at the end of the day, we're all going to be having that same boot on our necks. And I feel like that's why that boot has been on everybody's necks, because some people agree. They're thinking about themselves. So we're going to go on to the next video that I got over here. Let me take this one down. So.
On the way that you speak, the way that you dress, the way that you do anything, then you haven't had a man wise enough to lead. Because I, a man, should be the only one teaching you how to be a lady. But for real though, if my man say wear a turtleneck, that's what I'm wearing. Period. Like, I'll burn all this. That's what he said. I know more ladies than you do, probably. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to compare it. I should be telling you what to do, how to dress, what to say, because I'm a man. And only I know how to be a lady, bro.
Literally.
Right. And y'all need to listen. Y'all need to listen, bro. Yeah. My thing is, I like younger females because older females be having their stuff together like too much. Like, why you got a job and a car and a house? What can I do for you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I manipulate you if you already have your stuff together? Yeah. I don't like that. That's why I like younger women.
I just giggling over here. I just put my mic on. I just literally muted my mic so I can laugh out of this particular talk over here. But this is the thing though. There are some women that are like that lady over there on the side with the clothes. Yeah, that's why I do everything my mom said. Yeah, you're probably the reason why patriarchy is winning over here. You're probably one of the ones that are giving us problem out here. And this is the thing, mammies and other pygmies be thinking that they're so dope, they are so different from every other woman if they listen. Girl, nah. They're still gonna see you how they want to see you. It doesn't matter if you change into a chameleon. They're not gonna care. It doesn't matter if you stand by them 24/7 of your life. They don't care. At the end of the day, they're still gonna treat you the way they want to treat you. Oh my God, I've just been laughing about this.
Because I can really,
Bro, you are... They need to build a monument for you. Because there's no way you be spitting like this.
How can I abuse you if you have everything you need? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that.
You are a modern marvel, bro. You are a trendsetter. Like, you are a founding father, bro.
Oh my God, not the founding father. Yeah, I mean, you've been listening to them, especially when a man has words like that. They be like, yeah, you so good, you the best. I've never had anybody say words like this before. Okay, let me see. Error occurred on YouTube, usually temporarily. Wait for a moment, try again. Okay, I think I'm having a bit of a problem for one of the link to actually surface for anyone that want to add to this. So we're gonna go into the next topic over here. Time is running and I need to keep it pushing as fast as possible. So we were on the number 5 video, so we are almost halfway through the videos. So we're gonna be going to the next one, then talking about it.
Variety of men that have all banded together to keep women down. That would be insane.
Right.
Like, the patriarchy is a cultural construct that exists, that has existed for centuries and centuries, and historically puts men in positions of power, puts men in positions of being able to access wealth, buy land, vote, be on juries, etc. Well, women are forced to, well, first of all, trafficked into marriage and other,
Yeah,
and other situations like that, but also forced into childbearing and motherly roles if they're lucky.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we have progressed very far since then, at least in the Western world. There's plenty of places around the world where we have not afforded women the right to education or period products or other basic human rights that they deserve, or bodily autonomy, etc. But yeah, just because we have progressed does not mean that the patriarchy is dissolved.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely right. Just because some of us have progressed, there are also still some women that do not have control over their bodily autonomy or have control about consent. They do not have to consent to anything. The man just does whatever he wants to do and get it moving. And that's the thing. That's how it's been for a long time. And I feel like it does matter when women do have a voice, when we do come out here and actually talk about this whole situation and actually expose all of this and actually shed light on all of these particular topics and issues. I think we learn more. We actually do come together more, and we actually do see what's been going on. Exactly like you said before, like the women in Afghanistan, they've been like they literally stopped the beauty shops over there. They don't want them to be doing any kind of job because they feel like those women are earning money. So they're trying to stop anyhow, any way women can earn money. So they want these women to be absolutely dependent on them. And that is what patriarchy has been doing for a long time. So we're going to go on to the next video.
And I'm even gladder that you tagged Katrina, please. I love her content. So it's funny. A lot of people think I'm just pulling all this information out of my behind, but I'm going to start sharing more studies and articles explaining the relationship between men and women, right? It says here, the Toronto Sun, married men live longer, married women, not so much. They're literal energy vampires. I mean, I don't know what more to say about the ex-wives, you know what I mean? I don't know.
And like I said before, we've done a topic on this particular topic before, and that is the truth. A lot of women live shorter lives because of the stress that most of these men put on women. Because imagine you working 24/7, you are not having a break. The only time you have a break is when you go to sleep. You have to make appointments for every one of your kids and the man that you call a husband. You're gonna do all of that, cook, clean, and sometimes they come home and complain still. You don't have peace. And this is the thing, when I hear till death do us part, I'm like, I'm not the death do us part kind of girl. I'm the, when you start messing around and I start feeling stressed, I'ma divorce you. That's the kind of woman I am. I'm not here till that do me pat with you. Nope. If I start feeling like I'm not having rest of mind, peace, and you are not actually doing anything to support, I'm not doing this. No, because I could be doing that on my own and stay in my own house and don't have you complain. I don't want to hear you complaining about nothing. Because this is exactly why women live shorter lives. But if you know before, the narratives were, oh, why do women live longer than men in a marriage? It was not, women never lived longer than men. It's because many of the times men marry women that are like 20 years younger than them, 8 years younger than them. And even in some case, it doesn't matter if they are 10 years younger than, if the women are like 10 years younger than their husband, they still pass away early. So all this narrative that, oh, you know, women live longer in the marriage, lies. Because the woman is stressed out 24/7. She is responsible for everything that happens in that household. All he got to do is go to work in the morning. Don't forget, the wife got to make sure that the clothes are ironed, cleaned, everything, both him and the kids. The food is ready. Lunch are packed if she has to do that too, if she has to pack lunch too. And then his clothes are well, ironed. He better look like a decent person before he leaves the home. That is a job. That is like very early. She has to wake, some women wake up very early around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, just to start the day by, getting things ready for the family before the husband even wakes up. All he got to do is wake up in the morning and take his bath and go to work, stay over there at work, and then come back and complain about how hard it was the whole day. Meanwhile, she's been doing all of this since 4 o'clock in the morning. And then complain, and some of the times have some attitude. And then come home, expect nice dinner. She's already cooked, by the way. He comes home, he eats, he goes to the chair, watch some news or football, and then go to sleep. That's why I don't understand why men are out here complaining about women. I'm like, especially for those ones that were complaining in my last video about alimony. Do you know how hard it is for a woman to continue working? Like no rest? No rest. And let's say she has maybe 1 minute to go and make her hair or something, they're going to be complaining about, oh, she asked for too much. If you were the one doing all that job, wouldn't you ask for a payday? And I'm starting to think, if you're going to be a housewife, you and your husband should come together and talk about what you're going to be earning. Because at the end of the day, it's a job. Yeah, you're going to sit down with your lawyers and talk about what you're going to be earning from that marriage, because it's a job. And the better women start cashing up from those and taking the back, all this alimony thing that men think they got power over, laughing over and talking about, oh, I don't want a woman to suck dry my money. You're going to start paying those women that you are like, literally, this is exactly why a lot of these men don't like sex workers. Sex workers don't got time for that, because many of these men are married to women that they literally settled for. They didn't want these women. So at the end of the day, you are just doing a free sex working job. And then extra, you're going to have kids for them. And then the other part, you're going to take care of a man that really doesn't love you like that. He just settled for you. So we're going to go on to the next video. Let's go on to the next video.
That ain't the goddamn case.
I mean, she is the gift that just keeps giving. And of course...
Let me take that video back a little bit.
They think women want men as much as men want women, and that ain't the goddamn case.
I mean, she is the gift that just keeps giving. And of course, that statement reminded me of something. I don't know if anybody remembers, but a little while back, there was a study about how cishet men and women perceive each other's attractiveness. And I couldn't find it for the life of me, but I did find this.
Most men find most women to be at least somewhat attractive. In contrast, women on average view 80% of men as below average in attractiveness. Another study found that on the dating app Tinder, men liked more than 60% of the female profiles they viewed, while women liked only 4.5% of male profiles.
When I first heard this statistic...
Hold on, let me take a little bit more, because I noticed it was starting.
Women liked only 4.5% of male profiles.
When I first heard this statistic, I was like, damn. I mean, I knew it was bad out here for these men, but I didn't know it was that bad. One of the things that the patriarchy did is make women think that men were the prize, when in reality, they never have been. When I see stats like this, it's just more confirmation of that reality. This is how they brainwashed women into chasing dudes as if dudes are worth being chased. We don't love them hoes. We only find 20% attractive. We only click in on 6.5% of their dating profiles. This patriarchy has top-notch, stellar women out here.
And it's true, patriarchy have very top women out here thinking that they are the prize, but not for somebody like me, because there are a lot of women. That is the good thing about this particular generation, and especially the internet and all this, social media, is that women like us are beginning to find other women that have similar thoughts like us. So we are beginning to connect and understand that, hey, so I'm not the only one that actually thinks this way. There are other women that actually thinks exactly the same way I think. And that's the good thing about this social media age, because everybody get to hear everybody else's opinion, and then we now connect through those and understand that, hey, I'm not the only one in here. I'm not the only one thinking about this. I'm not the only one in this bubble. Yes, there are other women out there that actually does think like me. And that, I feel like that's probably the reason why they really have a problem with the social media thing, especially the TikTok, because TikTok really gave them a run for their money. I'm not going to lie. TikTok gave them a still giving them a run for their money, to be sincere, because Everyone that have a problem, everyone that want to have something to say goes to TikTok and tell everybody the truth. They go out there and literally expose patriarchy and the world and everything. And that is one thing that a lot of this media, I'm gonna say, media anchors, the news, they don't like, because they want to be able to control the people. They want to be able to control people and literally lie to your face, and you take it for what it is. But with social media, it is very hard for them to do. A lot of people are exposing and bringing up receipts.
Here chasing after these dusty, musty, crusty, only 20% of which we're actually even attracted to. I just want women to realize we've been conned. We've been bamboozled. It's time to take off the patriarchy beer goggles. We are baddies. They are dusties. 60% of us are seen as viable dating options, and only 4.5% of them are. I mean, the disproportion is disgusting. So next time you want to shed a tear over that dusty motherfucker who has zero ambition in life and is emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically draining you, remember these stats, girl. The numbers are in our favor, not theirs. Stop putting them on pedestals, because they never belonged there in the first place.
Woo, they're not gonna like that particular girl that just said all of that. They're probably gonna have a problem with this particular podcast that I made today. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some bitter men later on my commentary section dropping some message and pouring their whole heart out, and I'm probably gonna be deleting some messages as usual, because for all of you out there that maybe especially if you put a message that I really don't want to be triggered to my audience, I do delete your messages, especially the ones that I find I don't think nobody should be seeing. Nobody's gonna see it. I might see it, but everybody else is not gonna see it, so you're probably wasting your time. So if you want to write something that you want people to see, I'll be more respectful. Yeah. Now we're gonna go on to the next video over here. Let me bring it up. Okay, let me bring up this next video over here.
Very much, but go back and watch that whole video. This is a comedian named Catherine Ryan.
Okay, before we get into this, I'm gonna say this. This particular video over here was so triggering to me, because she's gonna tell you all the whole story, but let me just give you a little bit of it. This is a woman. I think she's a comedian from Australia, and she works in the United States. I mean, in the United Kingdom as a comedian, and she made money. She traveled the world. She saw the world, and then she went back to Australia, and then she met her husband, by the way. He was her high school sweetheart, by the way, people. And she's a very successful woman, and she decided that she was gonna settle down with a trash bag. And instead of him to be happy, this is why I always tell women, do not marry or date any man that makes less than you, because there's envy there is jealousy there. They might not tell you. They will just take it out on something anytime, and they will not even be sorry for it. There is gonna be no remorse. So this lady over here bought something very precious to her, and this man burnt it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, because I'm gonna show you the video. He burnt it. And then another man actually came and shook his hand when they were talking about this particular topic. And I'm like, yeah, this is patriarchy and misogyny. So you don't want to tell him that he destroyed something that is very, very expensive, that this woman, because it is her house, she's the one that bought the house. She's the one probably taking care of the household with her money. And he is over here burning something that she paid her money. I would have divorced him immediately. At that talk show, if I wait to be her and I noticed he did that, it would have been, I would have just gotten up and told him, I am filing for a divorce. Do not come home today. And everybody were just laughing and giggling like it was okay. If she would have done that, let's turn that around. If she would have taken his motorbike and, set it on fire, would we be laughing? Will we be shaking hands? No, we will not be shaking hands and laughing. So let's continue with this story.
And she appeared on a British chat show a while back. She's a Canadian-born stand-up comedian, but she spent most of her career in the UK. Now, her life story is as follows. She followed a loser ex-boyfriend to the UK, ended up accidentally getting pregnant, dumped the guy because he was a loser, had their child, I believe her name is Olive, and was a single mother in London and building her comedy career, which she did to great success, so much so that she bought her own apartment, or flats as they call them. She bought her own flat in a pretty nice part of London with her own money, her own hard work, everything. She tours, she has a couple Netflix specials, and she appears on these chat shows on a regular basis. She's incredibly successful. She told the story about how she met her current husband on one of these chat shows. She was heading back to her hometown in Canada to visit family, and she went to meet her sister, her friend, at a bar, and she ran into her high school sweetheart. This is the husband she's talking about, the guy that she married. He comes from a rural part of Canada, the same town they both grew up in, but he never left. She did. She's seen the world and built a career. He has not. And she said these things half jokingly, but she jokes in her current special about how he didn't know that vegans existed in real life. He thought they were fake, like he had never met a vegan before. He had never gone anywhere, never been anywhere, never done anything. And she admits that he is a conservative. She claims that he's not a conservative like these typical Tories that are in charge of the UK now. They're not he's not like a Marjorie Taylor Greene type conservative, so she says. I don't know what he does for a living or if he does anything for a living, but I do know that the lifestyle they're living in the UK, she's paying for that, not him. I believe since they've been married, they have had 2 babies. She had kids almost back to back, I think. So I think she had a second kid in the last year. In this video, he takes an item that meant a lot to her that was in their home. Like I said, a home that her salary largely pays for. And even if it didn't, this is something that belongs to her and it's in their shared home. And he took it and burnt it in the backyard. And you can tell by this video that this isn't a jokey thing they agreed upon ahead of time, just to have a bit to tell on the chat show. This is something he did without her knowledge or consent. Want to hear my theory? My theory is that he is so insecure about the fact that she has this whole life that she built in between high school and now. He feels insecure, feels like he doesn't fit in. He feels controlled by her. His masculinity is threatened because that's what happens with these guys. They tend to get very abusive when women make more money than them. And he wanted to put her in her place. And he did it on national television. I'd divorce him just for that.
Absolutely true. And I'm gonna pull up that video right now so that you guys can see it. He was out there, it was a show, and he even brought the video of him burning this beloved thing this thing that this woman absolutely loved. He took it outside, burnt it, recorded it, and then brought it to the talk show. And I'm like, and she was just there, oh my God, I know, I saw in her face she wasn't happy. But that is manipulation. Not only is it manipulation, is I'm going to be sincere. If my partner ever becomes jealous or bitter of me, that is the end. That is the end of our relationship, because I do not need that negativity anywhere close to me. I want to be a happy person. I love being happy. And if you cannot make me happy, if you cannot give me happiness, then I don't need you in my life. I don't need negativity in my life. So let me bring up that video so that you guys can see. Let me bring it up.
I love my husband very much, but I also love my cat very much. And I had a beautiful cat house erected for her. And it was bigger than me, and it was even featured in the New York Times. And then one day it went missing.
It didn't go missing.
We've got pictures of the cat in the cat house. Let's have a little look. It's a really beautiful. So that's my cat.
Handsome cat.
Thank you. Looks like he's had his first Holy Communion. Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, so this is the cat.
Oh my God! What is that? That's his bed. That's his bed. That is. Wait. That's his bed.
Catherine, some people shouldn't be well off in your world. Some people just shouldn't have such a disposable income. That is psychotic.
But then all of a sudden, one day, it went missing, and I've not got to the bottom of where it went. But Bobby's like, I sorted it, but I've never seen it again.
Bobby?
What? Where did it go?
Don't know.
You do know. Where did it go?
So God created gasoline
No, he didn't.
and fire. When you combine the two on top of a cat, like that,
Fake cat.
I think we can hopefully see the result of the inferno that was.
You didn't burn.
Shut up!
Oh my God.
I'm being told there's a video.
There's a video. You really burned it.
I'm being told. Holy shit!
Did you not know this?
I didn't know the amount of fire that it would produce. No, I just it was hopefully to safely dispose of the cat, but it really did burst up. The tree is still recovering.
Right.
We do have extra space where I can work on my golf swing in the.
Absolutely true. He is, Faith Grace, he is very jealous of the cat. I can't imagine how you could be so jealous and bitter of a cat that you would literally burn down the cat's house. I feel like probably she's been giving the cat some attention and he doesn't like that. And he wants to be controlling as well. It's jealousy, and it's also jealousy. It is jealousy, envy. He's jealous of her. He's jealous of that cat being treated the way, I'm pretty sure she spoils her cat, and he's not happy about that. He probably feels like all the attention should be going to him. That's a very naive person. He's a very naive person.
Some balls on this fella. What a man. What a man. God.
You all right?
I've got to agree, because that was
massive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that is our garden. You really burned it. You could have given it to someone.
Who the shit was that?
That guy took something that mattered to his wife and got rid of it. This was a toxic flex of dominance. He took something that she very clearly cared about, and then he shit all over it and made it look trashy and foolish. He made a big show out of it, like, har, look what I can do. They belittle something that matters to her and make her seem silly, and then they destroy the thing that matters to her very publicly by making something that she cares about look foolish. They also make her look like a fool for reacting appropriately to it being destroyed. She has no choice but to laugh. Imagine that was his motorcycle.
Oh, we all know if it was if it was his motorcycle, nobody will be having peace right now. He'd be talking about it, going to all media and talking about how abusive his wife is and how she burnt his motorcycle. We know we would never drink water right now. It'd be all over the news of how abusive she is, how she burnt down that motorcycle. Oh, she's a bad woman, blah, blah, blah. All the men probably jump around in Twitter and literally talk about how bad she is. But he does that, and we give him a handshake. That is abuse. That's absolute abuse. So we're going to go on to the next video over here. Like I said before, I had a lot of videos for you guys to actually see, that I wanted to bring over here for you guys. So, yeah. Okay, I think this is our last video for the day. And yeah, let me bring it up in here.
They put men in a position they were not naturally meant to occupy. Men need to be controlled. They need commands. When you give a male freedom that he did not earn, he does not know how to handle it, because with More knowledge comes more power. With more power comes more responsibility. Men don't want responsibility. They want power with no responsibility. It don't work like that.
All I'm going to say is this. There's a reason why your husband always needs a list.
Now we have come to the end of this particular podcast. I am going to say this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and also let me know what you think about this particular video in the commentary section. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.